Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Gresham Glover, and I look forward to hopefully entertaining you and informing you and educating you on the ins and outs of stop motion animation and model making. I just wanted to give you a sneak peek at the project that I'm working on. This is for a show reel. It's going to be about 1 minute long, and the story takes place in a Portuguese fishing village. So I put together a small script, and the script is absolutely necessary, especially if you're going to have a team of people working on a project with you. You need to be able to communicate clearly with them, and this will also help you to establish all of your storyboards, and your storyboards are basically going to be an illustrated version of the film itself. So you are going to need to have they don't have to be super fancy drawings, they just have to be rough sketches that basically illustrate your script. So it doesn't have to be very long. If you're working on something small, it doesn't have to be very involved. Basically give details if your characters are going to have dialogue. When it comes to the animating aspect of it, because you need to be able to time all of your shots out and figure out what you're going to be doing. If you're going to be shooting at 22 frames per second, or if you're going to be shooting at 24 frames per second. It's very important that you fall within your constraints and also within your budget, if you have a budget. So I just want to give you a quick overview of what I've got here and how I've put things together. This project is comprised primarily of insulated foam board with a coating of Plaster of Paris over top of it, and then I've sculpted the plaster a little bit in some areas, and then given it kind of a faux painting to make it look like old cement and broken stones and things like that. A lot of these little details that you see though are coming out of a 3D resin printer, and the doors and the shutters and things like that, this is coming out of a CNC machine. But everything that you see here, it's possible to make this from scratch without any of that technology. So don't be intimidated by the thought of like, oh no, I have to figure out all these computer programs and I have to buy all this expensive equipment. Everything you see here can be made from scratch with just basic materials, scrap materials. So I'm gonna get into it in the course of numerous episodes, I hope. So right now, I'll just give you an idea of what some of the basic tools are gonna be. You're just gonna need some palette knives. You're gonna need a little wood knife, measuring tape, some chisels, paint brushes, files, and most important, rasps. Rasps are a really important tool, especially if we're sculpting with plaster. The other thing you're gonna wanna get your hands on is some foam core board. It's not absolutely necessary. You can use just plain cardboard as well. I find that this material though holds up a little bit better, and when you stick some hot glue on there, you can do pretty much anything. And I usually use it just to mock up pieces. Like this is a little electric outlet box you'll see in any city in Portugal, and then that they use in some of the streets. After it comes out of the CNC machine, I hand carve it to make them all a little bit individual, and then I give them a painted finish to make them look like old weathered street stones, and it comes out quite good. And that's where we're gonna start off together on this little project. I hope you stick with me. I hope you like and share. I don't want to bother you too much with a bunch of chit chat. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. And please like, subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.